Hi, I'm David Fabi and this is Eric Poole. We're with Guns & Ammo. We're here to show you a brand new exciting pistol.
Now we're going to introduce to you the Springfield Armory Hellcat. It's been in development for 2.5 years and it's sure to offer a lot of features that a lot of us haven't been expecting.
Now this is a striker-fired subcompact 9mm. It's very small in size, which is what the market wants. It's very easy to shoot, and the capacity is one of the most impressive things. Even the standard one holds 11+1 rounds. The extended base pad version here holds 13+1 rounds. Tremendous amount of firepower.
It's incredible. It's kind of like a stack-and-a-half magazine.
Yeah.
One of my favorite features with this pistol is the fact that you can actually get it in either a standard configuration or this OSP model. And OSP stands for Optic Sight Pistol. And Optic Sight means that it's machined at the factory for a mini red dot sight, such as this Shield RMSC sight. Now, David, how much does it cost to actually machine a sight on another pistol?
Last time I did it, $150. What's this one cost?
This is only a $30 upgrade to the existing standard model.
You know, no matter which model you choose, Springfield's Hellcat is sure to be a hit this year.
And of course, Springfield Armory advertises its trigger pull as being between 5 and 5.5 pounds. And David, I'm going to test that out right now. I've got a Lyman digital trigger pull gauge here. Send this slide home. And we're going to measure it, clear, make ready. And I'm going to measure it right from the center of this trigger blade. And there I have 5 pounds, 7 ounces.
Well, you can notice they use a flat face trigger on the Hellcat, and it breaks at a 45-degree angle. Allows for great shooting ergonomics. Plus, the reset, as you can tell here, very quick reset, probably 1/4 inch. Makes for fast follow-up shots.
Now, one of the other benefits I've been noticing lately to having a flat face trigger is guys with large hands actually enjoy a little bit longer length of pull, and you get that with a flat face trigger versus a curved trigger, which is going to shorten up that length of pull. So if you're not necessarily a fan of other subcompact or compact pistols out there, because that length of pull you're having to reach into that trigger too much, try out Springfield Armory's Hellcat.
The most shootable pistols out there have a very low bore axis. Springfield achieved that by undercutting the trigger guard as here and having a generous beaver tail. What that does is it gets the gun lower in your hand. This gives you more leverage and allows you to abate recoil better.
We also benefit because Springfield Armory included stippling that not only appears on the side and touch points of the pistol, but wraps around the front strap as well as the back strap of the pistol and appears on the magazine's extended base pad.
For the most recoil control, put the extended magazine. That simply gives you more gun to grab onto.
Now, Springfield Armory has introduced the Hellcat 9mm pistol with a red dot ready slide. Now, unfortunately, the Shield RMSC does not come with the price of the gun. You have to purchase it separately, but it is machined from the factory to accept the footprint of these sights and others like it.
Now, the standard version is available for $569. The OSP version sells for $599. Very small upcharge for what you get.
And of course, with both guns, you're going to have this very bright day glow front, almost a yellowish green front sight that has a tritium vial on the inside. And of course, you've got a U-notch rear. These are iron sights, not plastic, that are dovetailed into the slide. Of course, with the standard one, that U-notch rear sight is a little beefier than the one on the OSP model.
Another difference you'll see on the slide here, they got a lot of serrations back here, so in case you want to charge over the top, you can do that and get good grip.
With the OSP model, I'm simply just going to rack it with the red dot.
Springfield's new Hellcat 9mm Subcompact crams a ton of rounds into a very small package. Eric, how do they do it?
That's right, David. Well, I spoke to the folks at Springfield Armory and asked, you know, what was the development of the Hellcat? And they said it all started with the magazine. They actually designed the magazine first. And in doing so, the engineers were only expected to produce magazines, one flush fit that held 10 rounds and another extended magazine that held 12. But the engineers came back, and after designing this kind of double stack to single stack, stack and a half magazine approach, they said, we got another round in each magazine. So now we have an 11 round flush fit and a 13 round extended magazine. I mean, it's an incredible achievement.
Now, the most popular magazines for the Hellcat will probably be the low capacity, the 11 round one, because it's flush fitting, you want to keep a small package on your hip. However, for a spare mag, it's on your belt, it's hard to beat this 13 rounder, or if you're just going to the range, it's a great way to wrap off a few rounds.
And this extended magazine features the same stipple texturing that is found on the grip of the Hellcat, which is really just going to add that length on there and give you more control, aiding recoil management when you're shooting rounds down range.
To a lot of people, the magazine is an afterthought. As you can see from Springfield here, When it comes to the Hellcat, that's definitely not the case.
Well, striker fire pistols are actually very safe. Now, this may not be like a 1911 that has an external thumb safety lever that locks back the hammer, but there are safeties that are active and passive on this pistol. Take in consideration, you have a trigger safety lever in the center of the trigger that must be depressed before the trigger can be actuated rearward, making the gun fire. You also have a witness hole on top of the slide that allows you to check the chamber whether it's loaded or not. If there was a round in that chamber, you would be able to see a silver or brass piece right through that witness hole. Now internally, with the pistol disassembled, you have the trigger transfer bar. This transfer bar trips the plunger that is in the top of the slide. Now this plunger is actually a striker interrupter, and it prevents that striker from moving rearward. Say if the pistol were to be dropped on the muzzle, there's no chance for that striker to come in contact with the primer of the cartridge, inadvertently setting the round off. So as a matter of fact, there are a lot of safety systems in a striker fire pistol. So when Guns and Ammo evaluates any pistol, we like to shoot our groups at 25 yards, and we'll shoot 5-shot groups. And we like to try and take a respective load that is actually practical for the intended use of that pistol, whether it's competition or defense. In this case, the Springfield Armory Hellcat 9mm, this is a defensive-minded pistol. So I've got 3 different loads here. We've got a very respected 124 grain Spear Gold Dot, 100 grain Black Hills Honey Badger, but we also have this 124 grain Federal Syntech load, which is actually a great practice load and great for competition use. We find it very consistent and accurate. So I've got the pistol set up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually shoot a 5-shot group from both iron sight version of the Hellcat, the standard model, and the OSP, the red dot ready pistol. And I'm going to see which pistol shoots better for me. It may be different for you. But with 5 rounds, I'm going to load, make ready. Again, this is Spear Gold Dot. That was 5 rounds. Now we're going to try the OSP red dot sight model. There's 5 rounds from each pistol shooting Spear Gold Dot. Next, we're going to load up Black Hills Honey Badger, 100 grains. So now I have 5 rounds of Black Hills 100 grain Honey Badger load. I'm going to be shooting the Hellcat with standard sight configuration. Now 5 rounds Black Hills 100 grain Honey Badger with the OSP red dot. So I'm loaded with 5 rounds of Federal 124 grain Syntech ammo, and I'm going to start by shooting the Hellcat standard model. Now the Hellcat OSP. 5 rounds of Federal 124 grain Syntech. Let's go down range and see what we shot. So the left targets of each of these pairs are going to be the red dot sight version, the OSP model of the Springfield Armory Hellcat. And the right targets are going to be the iron sights. And actually, this is a little bit surprising to me. I shot pretty much equally. These pistols are about 3 inches with range ammo, that Federal Syntech load. But look at this. shooting that Spear Gold Dot 124 grain load, I managed to pull off a 1.55 inch group using iron sights. So hey, for some of those out there who aren't necessarily comfortable to make them transition to a red dot sight pistol, this pistol is an excellent iron sight shooter. For everyone else, I think you can improve yourself, especially when you step back, you know, to 25, 50, 75 yard shooting. If you're just blasting a plate rack out there, you can have a lot of fun with the Hellcat. So as we all know, Springfield Armory does a lot of torture testing before any pistol comes to market. And it's no different with the new Hellcat 9mm. And of course, we received 2 of the first 10 production pistols to arrive to the United States for testing and evaluation. And upon inspection, when we disassembled these, there's a lot of wear marks. They're clear evidence that these pistols have already been shot tens of thousands of rounds before they were given to us for our own evaluations. But to prove that, I want you to go ahead and just fire off a couple mags and let's make sure these pistols run.
Let's keep testing.
Eyes and ears?
Eyes and ears.
All right, shooter ready. Reload.
Clear?
Clear. You know, David, we're only about 15 yards, but I am impressed with the grouping you held shooting offhand at this distance.
I'm impressed with the recoil impulse. It's not a brutal pistol at all. And in most subcompact 9mm, especially when you're firing full ass loads, they can be a handful.
Now I tell you what, this is only a sampling of the torture testing that we know Springfield Armory has already done to these pistols. But Guns & Ammo has a unique test that is a little bit different and tests the adaptability of the recoil system of any pistol. Now, of course, the Hellcat has this dual captive recoil spring system, which is going to be important for the reliability of a barrel that is as short as 3 inches in the Hellcat. Now, our test is called the typewriter test, and we're going to load it randomly mixed with everything from 100 grain Honey Badger to 147 grain HST and everything in between. Now, of course, we got Remington USC, Remington Black Belt, you know, Federal Syntech, whole bunch of different quality ammo to include range ammo right here. What I'd like you to do is take these 2 13-round magazines, load up, and we're going to run a typewriter test. You should be able to audibly hear the difference firing one load to the next. And we're going to see how well the Hellcat adapts. Shooter ready?
Shooter ready.
Fire. Reload. This time I want you to do mag dump. Pull that trigger as fast as you can. Look at that. Clear. Not a single malfunction. There you have it, folks. Springfield Armory Hellcat 9mm. It is one tortured beast, and certainly reliable. Hey, thanks for joining Guns & Ammo as we introduce the Springfield Armory Hellcat 9mm striker-fired compact pistol. Now, David, one of my favorite things about this pistol is its rail.
You know, no matter what it is, whether it's a light or a laser or a light and laser, people want to mount accessories on their gun. And if you have a proprietary rail, that doesn't work too well. That's
right. It means that you need a specific type of light and laser that only works for that rail system. But this has a general universal pick rail out there, which means that you can mount lights such as this Insight, those from Streamlight, Olight, popular lights and lasers such as that. And it just slides right on and clicks into place.
No matter the accessory, it'll mount in the Hellcat.